because no one thinks in their 20s they're going to get in a life-threatening illness.
Mm.
And at the time, it was like horrific. I thought, I mean, I might die. I didn't know. Now looking back, of course, I'm okay. But and I had to do very, very aggressive 3 drug chemotherapy, radiation, like everything they could throw at me, they did. And it was almost to the point of like I was so non-functional after all the treatment. But all that to say, that experience ended up shaping everything that I do today because I was suddenly went from doctor to patient and had to understand, first of all, the complexity of making medical decisions. We think it's black and white, and it's not. I had thousands of journals that I had to go through and figure out, what do I do? And there's no protocol for a 25-year-old with aggressive breast cancer. The likelihood of that would have been like the likelihood of me winning the big lotto. It was like such an abnormality. And at the time in that medical school, I was the youngest they'd ever diagnosed. Now, sadly, you said what's changed since then? There's been 16, 18, 24, like lots of young women more than ever before because our environmental toxic load is increasing exponentially. And you alluded to this fact before. We think that the EPA and that our government protects us, but they are not testing chemicals synergistically. And we have not just one exposure, but we have thousands. And then they're also not really testing some of these low level things like hormone disruptors have a profound effect at very tiny doses.
Mm.
So say the milk that you drink is not organic and there's hormones laden in that. A small young girl could drink that and have precocious puberty because she's getting hormone from the milk. And I could go on and on and on with things. Your question though, what's changed? Back then, you'd see someone for hormone replacement and menopause or thyroid disorder or maybe a new autoimmune disease. You'd fix their gut, and 6 months later, they'd be great. Nowadays, the layers and levels of
Got your work cut
complexity,
out for you
yeah,
as a
yeah,
doctor.
it is so much more complex. And
Yeah.
most people do not get well in 3 months, or it takes longer. The toxic load is greater. And again, EMFs are relevant because in that toxic bucket is parabens, phthalates, heavy metals, chemicals, nanoparticulate from the exhaust of the cars, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the food that we eat, and these invisible things called EMFs that we don't even know. Unfortunately, you and I know what they are, but many, many patients don't know. They just know if they're in a dense Wi-Fi city, they don't sleep well, or if they're in a certain area with incredible high density, or maybe the wiring isn't properly done, they might have heart palpitations. So there might be something that they can tell physically, but they don't know why. And so it's this load analogy of we're all drowning in toxic soup.